The Galactic Council's war chamber fell silent as Admiral Zephyx-9 reviewed the casualty reports. 3 standard cycles into the human integration protocol, and already 17 different species had requested transfer away from joint operations with Terran forces. The latest incident involved the prestigious Valorian Strike Corps, warriors who had conquered 17 star systems, refusing to train alongside a single human unit. These humans, Zephyx-9 clicked his mandibles in frustration. They lack proper respect for galactic military tradition. Commander Thrak of the Valorian Strike Corps stood at attention, his 8-foot frame radiating wounded pride. Admiral, with respect, the human-designated Petty Officer Rodriguez committed a grave insult. When I explained our Corps' 3,000-year lineage of victory, he merely said, "That's cute, big guy." And then, I challenged him to honorable combat to restore my dignity. Standard protocol across 73 civilized worlds. Admiral Zephyx-9 consulted his tactical display. The human accepted. Immediately. No hesitation, no fear. I thought perhaps these Terrans possessed some warrior spirit after all. Thrak's voice carried bitter disappointment. I was mistaken. The door to the war chamber hissed open and a relatively small figure entered. Petty Officer Miguel Rodriguez stood barely 6 feet tall, his standard-issue uniform wrinkled from another 18-hour shift. Dark circles under his eyes suggested chronic sleep deprivation, and his easy grin seemed perpetually amused by some private joke. "You wanted to see me, sir?" Rodriguez addressed the Admiral with casual respect that made several alien officers bristle. "Petty Officer Rodriguez," Admiral Zephyx-9 began carefully. "Commander Thrak has filed a formal complaint regarding your conduct during joint training exercises." Rodriguez glanced at the towering Valorian warrior. "Oh, you mean when Godzilla here got his feelings hurt?" Thrak's massive fists clenched. "I am a Valorian battlemaster. My claws have torn through reinforced plasteel. My roar has shattered enemy morale across entire battlefields. Sure, buddy. Whatever helps you sleep at night." The casual dismissal in Rodriguez's tone made Admiral Zephyx-9 realize why interspecies tensions had escalated so dramatically. Humans seemed constitutionally incapable of acknowledging anyone else's martial superiority. Perhaps, the Admiral suggested diplomatically, a formal demonstration would resolve this cultural misunderstanding. "Commander Thrak, would you be willing to spar with Petty Officer Rodriguez under controlled conditions?" Thrak's predatory smile revealed rows of serrated teeth. "It would be my honor to educate this soft skin about true warfare." Rodriguez shrugged. "Works for me. Fair warning, though. I just finished a 36-hour damage control shift, so I'm probably not at my best." The combat arena filled quickly as word spread throughout the station. Representatives from dozens of species gathered to witness what many assumed would be a brief but educational display of proper military hierarchy. Valorian warriors were legendary throughout the galaxy. Apex predators evolved on a death world where only the strongest survived. Commander Thrak entered the arena to respectful silence, his ceremonial battle armor gleaming under the harsh lights. Ancient scars crisscrossed his hide, each one a testament to victories against impossible odds. His weapon of choice, a traditional Valorian warglaive, hummed with contained energy. Rodriguez wandered in wearing standard PT gear and carrying nothing but a half-empty coffee cup. "No weapons, human?" Thrak called across the arena. "Nah, I'm good." Rodriguez took a sip of coffee and set the cup carefully aside. "You ready, or do you need to pose some more?" The insult sent Thrak into a controlled fury. He launched himself across the arena with terrifying speed, warglaive whistling through the air where Rodriguez's head had been a split second before. Rodriguez simply wasn't there anymore. The human moved like he was underwater. Everything about his motion seemed lazy and effortless, yet somehow Thrak's devastating attacks found only empty air. The Valorian warrior's glaive carved through space with precision that had felled champions across the galaxy. But Rodriguez drifted around each strike like smoke. "Stand still and fight," Thrak roared, frustration mounting as his perfect combat forms met nothing but empty space. "I am fighting," Rodriguez replied conversationally, ducking under a horizontal slice that would have decapitated him. "You're just really slow." The gathered aliens watched in stunned silence as their champion, a being who could bench press a hover tank, and move faster than most species could. Thrak was methodically dismantled by someone who appeared to be taking a casual stroll. Rodriguez finally moved with something approaching urgency. As Thrak overextended on a particularly vicious thrust, the human simply stepped inside the warrior's guard and placed one hand on Thrak's wrist, the other on his elbow. There was a brief moment of mechanical leverage, nothing more than basic physics applied with surgical precision, and suddenly 8 feet of apex predator was airborne. Thrak hit the arena floor with enough force to crack the reinforced polymer surface. He lay there for several seconds, staring at the ceiling in complete bewilderment, while Rodriguez retrieved his coffee cup. "Good effort, big guy," Rodriguez said, offering Thrak a hand up. "You've got decent form, but you telegraph your attacks like you're sending mail. Work on that subtlety thing." Admiral Zefix 9 reviewed the arena's sensor data 3 times before accepting what he'd witnessed. According to the readings, Rodriguez had never exerted more than 12% of his maximum physiological capacity. The human had been operating at what his species would consider a light warm-up intensity. "Petty Officer Rodriguez," the Admiral called out. "A word, if you please." Rodriguez approached the command booth, still sipping his coffee. "Yes, sir. Your personnel file indicates you completed something called SEAL training. Could you elaborate on this qualification?" "Basic military education, sir. Swimming, running, that sort of thing. Pretty standard stuff back home." Admiral Zefix 9 consulted his database. According to Terran military records, SEAL training maintained a 94% failure rate among humans, beings who were apparently capable of casual victories over the galaxy's finest warriors. "Petty Officer Rodriguez, exactly how many humans possess this standard training level?" Rodriguez thought for a moment. "Active duty? Maybe 3,000 SEALs, give or take. But if you count all the special operations branches, Rangers, Delta, Force Recon, Spetsnaz, SAS, probably closer to 50,000 worldwide." The number hit Admiral Zefix 9 like a kinetic bombardment. 50,000 warriors of Rodriguez's caliber. And according to Terran demographics, these elite soldiers represented less than 0.007% of their planet's military-age population. "Sir?" Rodriguez looked concerned. "You okay?" "You're making that face Commander Thrak made right before he stopped moving." Admiral Zefix 9 realized that the Galactic Council had made a fundamental error in their human integration protocol. They had been treating Earth as a potential military ally. They should have been treating it as the most dangerous force in the known universe. "Dismissed, Petty Officer Rodriguez, please. Carry on with your duties." As the human wandered off to finish his shift, Admiral Zefix 9 began composing a priority transmission to the Galactic Council. The message would be brief but urgent. Recommend immediate revision of human integration protocol. Previous threat assessments catastrophically inadequate. Advise treating Terra as friendly superpower rather than developing ally. Request guidance on diplomatic protocols for species capable of accidental conquest. In the arena below, Commander Thrak was still staring at the ceiling, quietly reconsidering every assumption he'd ever made about warfare, physics, and the fundamental nature of predators.